a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Amy Schumer. Amy Beth Schumer is an American stand-up comedian and actress. She ventured into comedy in the early 2000s before appearing as a contestant on the 5th season of the NBC reality competition series Last Comic Standing in 2007. Since 2013, she has been the creator, co-producer, co-writer, and star of the Comedy Central sketch comedy series Inside Amy Schumer, for which she received a Peabody Award and for which Schumer has been nominated for 5 Primetime Emmy Awards, winning Outstanding Variety Sketch Series in 2015. Schumer wrote and made her film debut in a starring role in Trainwreck, for which she received nominations for the Writers Guild of America Award for Best Original Screenplay and the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress Motion Picture Comedy or Musical. She published a memoir in 2016, The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo, which held the top position on the New York Times nonfiction bestseller list for 2 weeks. She has also written for Cosmopolitan magazine. Schumer also starred alongside Goldie Hawn in the comedy film Snatched. She made her Broadway debut in the comedy Meteor Shower. Early life. Schumer was born on June 1, 1981 on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, New York, to Sandra Jane and Gordon David Schumer, who owned a baby furniture company. She later moved with her mother to Long Island, where she attended high school. She has a younger sister, Kim Caramilli, who is a comedy writer and a producer, and a half-brother, Jason Stein, who is a musician in Chicago, Illinois. Schumer's father was born to a Jewish family from Ukraine. He is a second cousin to U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer. Her mother, who is from a Protestant background and deep New England roots, converted to Judaism before her marriage. Schumer was raised Jewish and says she had to deal with anti-Semitism as a child. Her mother's ancestry included Puritans in the 17th century English colony of Massachusetts. As a guest on Finding Your Roots in 2017, Schumer learned that in 1704, 3 children from her ancestor Thomas Tarbell's family were captured at Groton, Massachusetts in a French Abenaki raid and taken to Montreal. The girl was ransomed by a French-Canadian family and ultimately joined a French Catholic convent. The 2 boys were each adopted by Mohawk families at Kinawake and became thoroughly assimilated. Through the success of her father's furniture company in Manhattan, Schumer began life in a wealthy family. When she was 9 years old, her father's business failed and he went bankrupt, and either then or when she was 12, her father was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Sometime afterward, her parents divorced. Moving to Long Island with her mother, Schumer lived in Rockville Centre, New York, and attended Southside High School. She was voted both class clown and teacher's worst nightmare upon graduation in 1999. She also attended the Hebrew School of the Central Synagogue of Nassau County, a Reform synagogue in Rockville Centre, on whose board her mother served. Schumer moved near Baltimore, Maryland, after high school when she attended Towson University. She graduated with a degree in theater in 2003. She returned to New York City after college, where she studied at the William Esper Studio for 2 years and worked as a bartender and a waitress. Career. After graduating with a degree in theater from Towson University in 2003 and moving to New York City, Schumer portrayed a young woman diagnosed with breast cancer in the off-Broadway black comedy Keeping Abreast. She started doing stand-up comedy on June 1, 2004, when she first performed at Gotham Comedy Club. In 2007, she recorded a Live at Gotham episode for Comedy Central before appearing on Last Comic Standing. She later recalled that she thought of the episode as her big break. Rebounding from an unsuccessful audition for an earlier season, she advanced to the finals of the 5th season of the NBC reality television talent show Last Comic Standing and placed 4th. Schumer said in April 2011, "Last Comic was totally fun. I had a great time, because there was no pressure on me. I had been doing stand-up around 2 years. I wasn't supposed to do well. So every time I advanced it was a happy surprise. I kept it honest on the show and it served me well." Schumer co-starred in the Comedy Central reality show Reality Bites back in 2008. In 2009, She appeared in an advertising campaign for Butterfinger. Schumer was a recurring guest on Fox News late-night program Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld between 2007 and 2012. Her first Comedy Central Presents special aired on April 2, 2010. She served as a co-host of A Different Spin with Mark Hoppus in 2011, later titled Hoppus on Music. She has also written for Cosmopolitan. Schumer did an episode of WTF with Mark Maron podcast on March 3, 2011, in which she discusses her early life in more detail. Schumer has appeared in roles on the NBC comedy series 30 Rock, the Adult Swim mockumentary series Delocated, and the 2 HBO series Curb Your Enthusiasm and Girls. She acted in 3 films in 2012, the independent comedy Price Check, the comedy drama Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, and the independent comedy Sleepwalk with Me. Schumer also appeared on the Comedy Central roast of Charlie Sheen in September 2011, and the Comedy Central roast of Roseanne Barr in August 2012. Schumer released a stand-up comedy album, Cutting, in 2011. Her stand-up comedy special Mostly Sex Stuff premiered on Comedy Central on August 18, 2012, to positive reviews. Schumer said in February 2012, "I don't like the observational stuff. I like tackling the stuff nobody else talks about, like the darkest, most serious thing about yourself. I talk about life and sex and personal stories and stuff everybody can relate to, and some can't." In June 2012, Schumer began work on a sketch comedy series for Comedy Central. The show features single-camera vignettes of Schumer playing heightened versions of herself. The vignettes are linked together with footage of Schumer's stand-up. The show, Inside Amy Schumer, premiered on Comedy Central on April 30, 2013. Inside Amy Schumer was picked up for a second season that began in 2014. A behind-the-scenes miniseries entitled Behind Amy Schumer premiered in 2012. The third season premiered on April 21, 2015, with a fourth season ordered the same day. In 2014, Schumer embarked on her backdoor tour to promote the second season of her show. The show featured closing act Bridget Everett, whom Schumer cites as her favorite live performer. She also appeared as a guest on an episode of comedian Jerry Seinfeld's internet series Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee in 2014. She hosted the 2015 MTV Movie Awards, which took place on April 11. Schumer wrote and played her first leading film role in Trainwreck, co-starring Bill Hader, which was released on July 17, 2015. In August 2015, Jennifer Lawrence said she and Schumer planned to co-star in a film, for which they and Schumer's sister Kim were co-writing a screenplay. Schumer performed as opening act for Madonna on 3 New York City dates of the singer's Rebel Heart tour in September 2015. On October 17, 2015, Schumer's comedy special Amy Schumer, Live at the Apollo premiered on HBO. In 2016, it was nominated for 3 Primetime Emmy Awards, for Outstanding Variety Special, Writing, and Directing. On June 23, 2016, during her sold-out performance at Madison Square Garden, Schumer announced her first world tour starting on August 26 in Dublin. Also that year, Schumer wrote a memoir, entitled The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo. It held the top position on the New York Times non-fiction bestseller list for 2 weeks in September 2016. Schumer made her Broadway debut in 2017 with Steve Martin's comedy play Meteor Shower, about 2 couples in 1993 who spend an evening with each other. Influences. Schumer's comedic influences include Wendy Liebman, Carol Burnett, Lucille Ball, and Joan Rivers. Additionally, she called actress-producer Goldie Hawn one of her heroes. In the media. In 2015, Schumer was named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people. In 2015, Schumer was also named to Barbara Walters' 10 most fascinating people list for 2015. Schumer has received praise for addressing various social issues through comedy. In June 2015, Monica Hazy of The Guardian criticized her for a shockingly large blind spot around race. Schumer responded on Twitter, stating, "I go in and out of playing an irreverent idiot. That includes making dumb jokes involving race. You can call it a blind spot for racism or lazy, but you are wrong. It is a joke. I am not racist. Throughout 2015, several of Schumer's skits in Inside Amy Schumer went viral online, sparking think pieces regarding sex, feminism, and rape culture. After a fatal shooting took place at a showing of Trainwreck in Louisiana, Schumer advocated for stricter gun control laws and increased mental health funding. On November 30, 2015, the Daily Beast reported that Schumer posed nude for a photo by photographer Annie Leibovitz for 2016 edition of the Pirelli calendar. Schumer tweeted her photo, writing, "Beautiful, gross, strong, thin, fat, pretty, ugly, sexy, disgusting, flawless, woman. Thank you." In January 2016, Schumer was accused of stealing jokes from comedians Tammy Pescatelli, Kathleen Madigan, Wendy Liebman, and Patrice O'Neill. Schumer vehemently denied the allegations. Other comedians, such as Marc Maron and Dave Rubin, stood up for Schumer. Pescatelli later apologized, stating it had gone too far, and Liebman stated she believed she and Schumer had engaged in parallel thinking. Personal life. Schumer has dated professional wrestler Nick Nurmet, better known by his ring name Dolph Ziggler, and comedian Anthony Jeselnik. In January 2016, Schumer revealed she was in a relationship with Chicago furniture designer Ben Hanisch. Her representative announced in May 2017 that the relationship had ended. Schumer married chef and farmer Chris Fisher on February 13, 2018 in Malibu, California. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?